Hey everyone, welcome. Do you guys usually use the original SRAM or Shimano chainring that came with your cranksets, or you go for the third-party cranksets like this 5-dev or Garbaruk? We use both, and in this video I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons why you should consider one of these third-party chainrings. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to do a close-up between SRAM, Shimano, and these to see exactly how they're built and if they're worthwhile. And one of the main reasons why people stick with the original SRAM or Shimano chainrings is probably because they came with the bike. They came with a crankset, they're cheaper usually, and they're fully compatible with their respective drivetrain. Many of these new chainrings are compatible across platforms, and I do have an older video, I'm gonna link it up in the corner, where I talk about proprietary chains, chain rings, and what to choose for what kind of situation. But in this video, I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on why I went with third-party chain rings, and I would love to hear from you guys, your experience in the comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps my channel. My story is simple, and that will give us the reason number 1 why you would go with third-party chain rings, and that is options or availability of different options. In my case, this was the first third-party chainring that I've ever used. This is the 1UP 32 tooth oval that was back in the days when we were looking at extender 42 tooth for 10-speed drivetrains. SRAM does have an oval, believe it or not. It's fairly expensive and it's hard to find. I've been using it for the last few years and it works very well. Pretty much all these third parties offer oval chainrings today. If you're running a Shimano drivetrain, the third party is the only option to run an oval. Shimano doesn't make any of that, even though they invented the ovals back in the day. And yes, these new ovals are better than the Shimano BioPace for those of you that lived through that fiasco. And one last thing about ovals, different companies give you different options. 5-dev is going to give you a 6 and a 12% oval T. Garbaruk is going to give you a 12. Woolf Tooth gives you a 10% oval T. Lots and lots and lots of the options today. I would love to hear if you guys use ovals and if it works for you. I know it does work for me. A second, probably more important reason why you should consider the third-party chain rings is the ability to adjust your chain line. I do have an older video, I'm gonna link it up in the corner, where I talk about the different options offered by SRAM and Shimano. But in a nutshell, SRAM is gonna give us 2 different offsets, 3 and 6 millimeter offsets for their chain rings. Shimano though, they only have 1 offset for all their cranksets, and they are forcing us to use 52 millimeter chain line for a lot of spacing, a lot of bikes. But if you look at Garbaruk, for instance, you're gonna see that at least for the 9100, the XTR cranksets, you have the option of custom chain line. I haven't seen custom chain lines offered by third-party manufacturers for Dior, SLX, and XT. If you guys are aware of any, let me know in the comments below. So needless to say, I prefer SRAM in that regard. For instance, I used a 6 millimeter, not the 3 millimeter offset chainring on this boosted bike because I wanted to push that chainring closer to the frame. But I would be very curious to hear from you guys, what chainline issues have you resolved using third-party chainrings? Let us know in the comments below. Number 3 is size, and don't be fooled guys, it does matter, especially if you want to use a smaller chainring with something like this. This is the 946 tooth cassette, 11 speed from E13 that I reviewed not too long ago. SRAM and Shimano usually go from 30 and up, 30 to 38 or something like that. If you want to go smaller, you would have to go to third party again. If you look at absoluteBlack, they go all the way down to 28 tooth. If you go to Garbaruk, they go all the way down to 26 tooth chainrings. What drivetrain do you guys use? 11 speed, 12 speed? Do you go for a small chainring, smaller cassette? Do you go for a 30, 32, 34, and the huge mama dinner plate in the back? Let us know in the comments below. Number 4 is something that actually matters to a lot of people, and that is usually colors. I'm a boring black and gray type of guy, so I don't go for anything fancy. But if you were to go for the Garbaruk 1052 cassette that I reviewed not too long ago, link in the corner, and you wanted to go with orange, purple, black, or gray, you can get the matching chainring, and God knows, maybe you want to have the same color pedals to color match your bike? Would you go for a third-party chainring just so it matches your third-party cassette? Let us know in the comments below. And for number 5, and to bring us home, I have the weight and overall design of these chainrings. Having the first 12-speed drivetrain, SRAM had a lot of time to develop quite a few designs for their chainrings. And if you look here, this is the stamped steel. This is the 143 grams. Some might argue that this is the longest lasting Eagle chainring that you can get. This is their XX1 SL CNC machined, and you can see it here coming down all the way to 68 grams. These days, unless you're getting XX1, you are probably gonna get one of these cold forged aluminum, still Eagle, but the weight is up to about 78 grams. As opposed to that, Shimano gives us 2 direct mount options, Dior SLX XT and XTR. That is if we don't consider the 4-bolt options that they also have in their lineup today. If you look at the weights here, this chainring is probably in response to what SRAM has with the steel chainring, in that it uses a steel outer ring and that is bolted down to an aluminum carrier. You have all these little bolts here, so this is super engineered compared to something like that. This comes up to 115 grams, so about 30 grams lighter than the pure steel from SRAM. XTR is the lightest direct mount that Shimano offers. That is at 67 grams, but this is CNC machined from one piece of aluminum, and that is pretty much what all these third parties are doing with their chainrings. This is an absolute black for Shimano. It's an oval, comes up to 60 grams. I showed you the 5 dev earlier. This is a 32 round. This is 62 grams. And if I go to the Garbaruk, this is 59 grams. So all these third-party chainrings are 60 grams or around there for a 32 tooth. So depending on the chainring that you have, you might save some weight just by using this third-party chainring. When it comes to design, Shimano and SRAM have very distinctive narrow-wide tooth profiles. Similar to that, absoluteBlack will provide you specific chainrings for Shimano versus SRAM, but absoluteBlack also gives you something else that's interesting. This is a direct mount chainring for SRAM cranks that can run a Shimano 12-speed SPD chain. Garbaruk and 5dev don't have that. However, what they do have is the compromise between using the proprietary chain of Shimano and a 12-speed chain from SRAM. So their tooth profile here is able to accommodate both. Garbaruk is the same, and their narrow wide tooth profile is compatible with both SRAM and Shimano 12-speed drivetrains. So lots and lots and lots of chainring options in the market today. What do you guys use? What came with the bike, or you went for third party? Are you using one of the bigger names, or you're going for the no names that you can find on the internet for 15 bucks pretty much everywhere? I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you found this useful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, I really hope to see you guys on the trails. Cheers, guys. Cheers.